What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, yesterday I was too tired to make a video, so I figured I'd do my post-fight commentary right now. And to all of those who watched the fight, Brandon Rios versus Mike Alvarado, it lived up to expectation. It was spectacular, one hell of a fight. It was back and forth, very reminiscent of a Mickey Ward, Arturo Gatti type fight. Um, I enjoyed myself thoroughly throughout the fight. It was a lot of it was a seesaw, a lot of ups and a lot of downs. You never knew who was going to win. I did do a prediction video, and in that video, I thought that Alvarado's size and his comfort level with the weight would be the ultimate determining factor, giving him the slight edge. I told you guys it was a pick'em fight. It was really 50-50, but again, I thought Alvarado had the slight edge based on size. But I was wrong. Brandon Bam Bam Rios, he did his thing. He definitely took some punishment in there. He took some good shots. His chin was definitely tested, and he weathered the storm, stuck to his game plan. Him and Robert Garcia. It was actually a huge night for Robert Garcia. Robert Garcia, both of his main fighters won in terms of Nonito Donaire and Brandon Rios, and they won in a spectacular fashion. So as far as the Brandon Rios Mike Alvarado fight, it was an exciting fight. I would definitely like to see a rematch. Some people are crying that it was a premature stoppage. I have to disagree with that. It wasn't a premature stoppage in my world or in my opinion, because he was defenseless. He had his hands kind of up, but they weren't. If your hands are up, they should be in use of your defense or to block punches, and that wasn't the case. His hands were up, just maybe because that's his instinctual position, but at the same time they weren't defending anything and they weren't throwing anything. So I mean, the stoppage is warranted in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in terms of the stoppage. I think it was legit. Again, what more do you want to see? Like, it's like, do you guys want to see someone die in the ring just because the referee didn't stoppage? I've seen a lot of comments like 80-year-old refs need to retire and blah blah blah. I think Russell did a perfect job. The stoppage was definitely justified. If anything, people wanted the fight to go on just because, Alvarado is a warrior, Brandon Rios is a warrior, so the fight was like vastly entertaining. So I think some people are mad that it got stopped at that point. But like I said, if someone's landing big shots and they're unanswered, then it's like, what do you expect? And fighters know that. If you have to either take a knee, you have to hold something. I mean, that if you take big shots and you're not responding, you know what the outcome's going to be. So for any fighter who's going through that, they need to either take a knee or force a hold, something. But the repercussions of not holding and not taking a knee, and it could be a TKO stoppage. In this case, it was. So props to Robert Garcia, props to Bam Bam Rios. He definitely looked very comfortable in the weight. His size and power definitely translated to the higher weight classes. And I'd be anxious to see him against some of the other top 140 pounders, or even a rematch with Alvarado. Alvarado, when he was boxing from the outside using his jab, seemed to be more effective. He got into, in my opinion, a little bit too many phone booth close inside exchanges, probably because of ego or pride. But again, that's what you don't want to do with a fighter. And Brandon Rios is a pressure fighter. I said in the previous video, he's like a Margarito type. So you have to find ways to keep him off of you or make him think twice for rushing in, because if you watch it, Brandon Rios kind of rushes in with his head, leans in with his head, so you have to keep tagging him and keeping him at bay. And it's hard because he's a pressure fighter and he likes to fight and he likes to mix it up, and he keeps coming and he has a chin. So that's the biggest thing. But a lot of fighters, unfortunately, due to pride and ego, they let themselves get into certain situations that aren't the smartest thing for them. Another prime example I can think of is Amir Khan. Amir Khan, he has a arm length advantage and a height advantage and speed advantage over Danny Garcia. Yet, based on pride and ego, in my opinion, he allowed himself to have too many inside exchanges and he got caught by Danny Garcia. Instead of boxing, jabbing, like, he got too bold. You can't square up with somebody who's heavy-handed and your chin is suspect. And same thing with Amir Khan and Lamont Peterson. Um, Although Lamont Peterson is not known for devastating punching power, he still exposed some things in terms of like Amir Khan's fight game on the inside. And Amir Khan doesn't have a tremendous inside fight game, and that's the type of fight that Lamont Peterson would prefer. And based on Amir Khan's lack of ring intelligence and lack of ring generalship, he doesn't know when to move out of that situation and get it back into the center of the ring, or whatever the situation. He chose, he could have looked a lot better in that Peterson fight. I mean, you could, like I said, I'm not even here to debate the steroid thing, so I'm just talking about in terms of what took place fighting style wise. Um, had Amir Khan versus Lamont Peterson, had he stayed on the outside and limited the amount of close exchanges, then again, he would have looked better in that fight. Same thing with Sergio Martinez. Sergio Martinez, his situation was a little bit different because he was actually demolishing Chavez Jr. For 11 and a half rounds. So really, Chavez Jr. didn't give him any reason to respect him or to make him feel threatened. But again, based on pride and ego, he got a little overzealous and decided to mix it up with almost a minute and a half or whatever it was left in the fight in the 12th round, and he got caught with something from somebody who weighs a lot more than him and who is strong. So that's another example of issue where pride and ego comes into play, where people want to mix it up when that's not the best possible style or approach to that particular fighter. That's why if you watch a person like Floyd Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather is amazing in terms of his technical ability and his smarts in that ring. He knows who he can bully, I guess you will, and he knows who he has to fight in a smarter way, and he usually sticks to that game plan. And if you watch Mayweather, he's able to adapt and fight to those different fighters' styles to benefit him. And that's why he looks so good in the ring when he's fighting, because he knows Cotto is a hard hitter. He has a chin. He's stronger than him. So he fights in a manner that neutralizes that. So that's just my little piece. Fighters just need to get a little bit smarter. Even Brandon Rios, even though he won the fight, that same approach is not going to be acceptable for the entire fight against everybody. There's some people that hit harder than Mike Alvarado. In my opinion, Lucas Matisse has a chin and hits harder than Mike Alvarado, I would probably say. So for that reason, you can't do your game plan that you enacted in the Alvarado fight is not going to be the game plan that'll work against a guy like Lucas Matisse, someone who's patient, someone who knows when to mix it up, and someone who has vicious body shots. So that's my little 2 cents. They're already talking about Brandon Rios versus Manny Pacquiao fight. Let me know what you guys think about that, or the winner of Pacquiao versus Marquez 4. They're talking about having him fight Brandon Rios. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know who you want to see Brandon Rios fight next. Again, it was a hell of a fight. Definitely a fight of the year candidate. The fourth quarter is been tremendous for boxing, and we still have more to come. So I'm just excited. For all those that said boxing's dead, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I'm just looking forward to it. I can't wait to watch the replay. Let me know who you want to see Brandon Rios fight. Let me know what you thought of the fight yesterday. And let me know if you thought the premature stoppage or was it an acceptable stoppage. So until next videos, Ego signing off.